Welcome, everyone. Oh, there's Ian. All right, welcome, everyone, to Season 11, Episode 8 of The Will Reads. Ian's driving and podcasting. Things you're not supposed to do. And we got with us tonight, we also have Gramps, one of our Patreons and one of our supporters who decided to be Chris for the night. So you have to talk in the deepest voice possible the entire night and do a good
sultry,
full belly laugh every once in a while. And maybe break out a song.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
Sure.
And have you read all the books? Or are you still working through them? Or?
No, I'm still on my first read. I actually started reading a couple years ago, and I've been trying like heck to catch up to you guys, and I've caught up about a month ago. So.
Oh, so you're a new reader as well on this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. This makes it easy. Okay.
Wait, are you literally right where we're at? Or are you a little bit ahead? Like,
no,
how on point are you?
I'm where you guys are. I just finished these chapters Sunday morning. So.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to just call you Chris. All right.
Okay.
When I say Chris, that means you.
Sure. That sounds good.
Are you driving all the way back to Richmond?
You're ruining the surprise. I was going to drive by your house and tell you to come outside. No, I'm going to go by my mom's tonight.
That works. You could come by.
I'm always very nervous about this. My mom is like 3 minutes down the road from Alan, and y'all have heard the pranks he's played. So like I live an hour away, so I gotta trust he's not gonna get in any shenanigans. But it's
no trust. Not at all.
My faith in God alone.
Sure. If you want to stop here, you can come in here. We could do a recording. Like if you want to just come over here, you can come in.
Would your dog bark and wake up the kids?
Like for 2 seconds, but she barks at like the wind blowing.
All right, maybe. I'm just leaving Phoebus, so we'll see.
So you're
see how I feel when I get
15 minutes away. Cool. All right.
Yeah, about.
Okay. If you see gunshots in the background, that's because he's in Phoebus. So it's no worries.
Yeah. I just got out. I'm okay.
You're out. Okay, cool.
I made it.
It's not that bad anymore. It's not that bad anymore. It used to. When you grew up,
and I was in the good part.
Yeah, Phoebus was rough growing up. That was a dangerous area to be in. Now it's had a resurgence and has all those nice bars and stuff down there. It's actually pretty
cool. That's why I do the music bingo night down there. It's fantastic. And they have cornhole tournaments. It's
nice. Yeah. It's not the same Phoebus that we was when we were kids.
You and I would not have gone there during high school and survived.
No. Yeah. It's nice now. Yeah, the good restaurants. Really good restaurants. There's his wife. I've not been there yet. I've heard good things.
Yeah. Anyway. Good spots.
Anyway, cool. Personal life. Let's talk about that. I got no announcements. Where Cosmic Reads is back on Alonda for next Thursday or for 2 days. Alonda's back from his vacation. So come back on Thursday if you want to listen to Cosmere stuff. That's the only announcement I really have. So personal life. I think I mentioned last week I sold my house. So that date's rapidly approaching when I'm getting kicked out of my own house because it's not going to be my house anymore. And I have not found a house that I'm going to buy yet. So I might pull an Ian and be homeless for a little bit.
It's okay, man. Y'all get a like 35-foot trailer.
There you go.
Go to your local KOA. It'll give you extra month.
Oh yeah, there you go. I was thinking about just getting a storage unit. We have friends we could stay at their house, so we just move in with a friend's house and just stay there for a couple weeks if we need to.
My sister's got a trailer at a campground out in Gloucester. Kind of White Marsh-ish.
I am not trying to drive from Gloucester to work.
Oh man, it'll be all right.
I am not trying to do that. I'm not trying to pay that toll every day either. Anyway,
That's true.
So we'll figure something out. I think we're trying to make an offer on a house like this week. So we'll see.
Hey, did y'all look at that one up the road behind the Blue Star Diner? It's a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, it's too close to work.
It is close to work. Yeah. I actually know the guy that owns it. I was talking to him tonight.
Okay.
It is close to work though. Yeah. I can see
I got small kids. The work's a really busy road, and it's pretty much a highway. I don't have my kids up. It's pretty fixed to highway. Just yeah. But anyway, yeah, we'll figure it out. We got 2 houses that are contenders. And we're gonna make an offer on one of them this week. So hopefully they accept our offer and we go from there. So, and then I'll be back to having good internet instead of having spotty internet because I'll be plugged in and not in a staged office that's nowhere close to my router. So
nice. Very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to have good internet again and not be all the way on the other side of the house and the router's all the way on the other side of the house. So it's
yeah. And row body.
Yeah, I get row body and all pixelated. But yeah, so that's all that's going on in my life. Oh, we went apple picking last weekend. So that was fun.
It's pretty basic.
It's very basic. I decided to make it like I leaned into it though. Like so we went to like Wawa on the way up just to get coffee. And because we left early Saturday morning to drive up to Charlottesville, Virginia, and I stopped at Wawa and I got the pumpkin spice coffee just because I wanted to just lean into the basicness, the fact that I'm going to be apple picking. So yep, had my pumpkin coffee in the morning and then picked apples.
Oh,
yeah, apple cider donuts because we got those. Now we have an entire bushel of apples to make apple stuff with. So apple butter is coming your way, Ian.
Yes. Sign me up. I'm a fan.
The only problem is our canning and jarring stuff is already packed up and boxed somewhere. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Because normally we can and jar things. And yeah, it's already packed up. So I don't even know what box it's in.
You better figure that out. Because you just told me I'm going to get apple butter. So you better deliver. Homemade.
Dude, we got like 300 apples. Like we're gonna make stuff. We can't eat all the apples. We have to make stuff with it.
Get it done.
I can't eat that many apples. It's just not gonna happen. So, but apples keep for a while, especially if you put them in the refrigerator. I found that out. Like you keep them for months. You can freeze apples too, especially if you're gonna make stuff with them. Just freeze the apples and then make apple pie with it. It's good. Still works. Anyway, that's all I did this weekend is went apple picking, and then yeah, that's it. That's my personal life. What about you, Ian?
Cool.
What you got going on?
So first of all, those of y'all that tuned in right off the bat and got the 5-minute countdown, I will let you know. We were all talking behind scenes before that, and Alan was like, "Oh, we got to start. We're running late." And 30 seconds later, I almost died. Don't read into it too much. Yes, I was leaving a bar, but I was there for 3 hours and had 2 ciders. It has nothing to do with that. I've always been kind of like an old grumpy person with new technology when it comes to vehicles. And like, oh, it's so ridiculous, all this automatic safety stuff. The kids are never going to learn how to drive and blah, blah, blah. But the automatic braking system literally saved my life. Alan, you know the highways around here. I'm leaving Phoebus, which is Highway 64, right near the bridge tunnel. And it went from 3 lanes to 1 lane because of construction. And the person to the left of me last second cut in front of me, and we went from 60 to 25 real fast. And before I even got my foot to the brake, my vehicle was braking by itself. And my brain did the math. Even by the time I got my foot on the brake pedal, I would have smashed into that dude so hard. And he had a teeny tiny car. I mean, I would have been fine. I'm in a big SUV. He would have been demolished. And I probably still would have took my car. So yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
So yay for technology, I guess. It's a 2024, so probably that near collision like got sent up to a satellite and reported to the NSA, and I'm going to get a ticket tomorrow because that's the downside.
Your insurance will just go up. That's all. Insurance
tomorrow I'll log in and my insurance will be like $100 more. I'm going to be like, what is that? And they're going to send a picture of me with my oh shit face going, like about to hit somebody. And like the car had to brake for you. You were sleeping. That's funny. So I have a lot of really stressful stuff going on in the personal world. I know normally I'm an open book. Tomorrow's a pretty craptastic day for me, so I'm just going to leave it at pretty stressed out. And it's going to be what's going to be, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And so I got the smile on my face tonight because I hung out with some really good friends and just being as positive as possible. So yeah.
Well, I have beers and seltzers at my house, and whiskey, and wine.
I have so I don't work tomorrow, but I have somewhere I have to be at 1:00 on the dot.
1:00.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go there smelling like a brewery or a distillery, trust me, it works. It wins everybody over there.
The crazy thing is, that would be well, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll talk about it more next week because, at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck. My life, well, there's our F word for the day. I don't care. My life's an open book, but just because of the stress level, I'm going to keep it to myself right now. Okay, and then next week we'll talk about it. And hopefully it's, haha, can't believe I was so stressed. Yeah. Or it's going to be Alan going, haha, so it's just me and Chris and Gramps again because Ian's in jail. You never know.
It's one of the two.
So I hope you enjoy yourself tonight, Gramps, because you might get a call back.
Sure, I'll be Chris this week and I'll be you next week. So,
but it'll be Richmond jails. If it was Newport News jails, I could probably talk to someone and pull some strings to get you podcasted in front equipment.
I know. I'm on the phone, tapping on the window. Dum dum dum. Hey, 5 more minutes. Hey, deputy, I ain't got my shower yet. Anyways, so that should give you a little hint of my day tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm pretty positive, mostly because I haven't. Last night I slept about an hour and a half. The night before, about 3 hours. So I'm probably like a little delirious.
Perfect.
But I feel good. Like the sciatic pain. Remember, like the last couple weeks, I've been complaining about my body. I don't feel shit. The emotional pain is so big that the physical pain doesn't even exist.
Emotional damage.
I hate you, Alan, but that was perfect. Yeah. But it's all good. The highlight of the night is that Gramps is here. He's going to share in a second some personal whatever, if he cares to. You don't have to. I only am leading into that to say, with everything going on, I promise you guys, I listened to these chapters.
Did we lose Ian?
Have no what's going on. I know there's really counting on you guys to remind me of what happened in these chapters, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Did you get any of that, Gramps?
Oh yeah, I got what's important. So
okay, he started glitching out on me for a little bit.
Yeah, he did me too. But
I think you went through a dead zone.
Okay, that's your internet, bro.
That's could be.
Anyways, that's all I got.
Okay, cool. How about you, Gramps? What's going on?
Saturday I turned 33, so I had a birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday!
Didn't do a whole.
That was my football number, bro. That's a great year.
Other than that, not a whole lot going on. I mean, I'm kind of over birthdays at this point, but
yeah. At this point, I don't even know.
Well,
actually,
hold on, legit question, for both of you. What birthday did you hit where like you weren't even tracking anymore, you didn't care, and or because of family, friendship, whatever, like people either forgot. Like, what birthday was your cutoff of it just not being a thing anymore?
Probably like 4.
Oh, Alan, you liar. I've met your mother. I know you had big old birthday parties until you were 17. You were horrible at comedy. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think my last like big blowout, I mean, so like 30. I had a big 30. By the time I was like 40, I thought it was like what, not last year, year before that. I don't even know. I think we like hung on Discord or something like that with people, and I got drunk at home. Like it wasn't. There was no, like, we rented out like a VIP lounge for my 30th birthday, and like,
Yeah.
I didn't have kids yet, so it was like, you know, I was 30 years old. I didn't have kids till. Yeah, I was after 30, so I mean, let's say I'm 41. My oldest is 6, so do the math. I didn't have kids when I was 30. I would 40.
I can only guess, but I think mine was about 30. And then after that, it's not that like I don't get happy birthdays, or occasionally people like, you know, show up with a cake, but it just, and not in a depressing way. I mean, I almost don't care. And I make a big it's birthdays and, you know, my parents and family members and stuff, but mine, I'm like, meh.
Yeah. Maybe my 21st birthday, because the cops
Anyways.
ruined it. They came and poured out
those
all the
guys.
alcohol. Yeah, you were there.
Those guys.
Did you remember that? Was it William Mary at Williamsburg? And the cops came.
In fact,
and,
I do not remember it, but that's because I had a good time before they showed up.
Yeah, we did have a good time before they showed up. When they showed up, though, they poured out all the alcohol and pretty much shut the party down. So that was the last good one, 21. After that, it was pretty much downhill.
Yeah. So is this your Gramps? Is this your first kind of frumpy birthday, or when was your last big hoorah?
No, I'm not a big hoorah person as it is. So
yeah, okay.
I say 25 really bothered me. I went through like a midlife crisis at 25.
Quarter life crisis.
Oh yeah, 30.
Yeah, once you're able to rent a car, it kind of fucks with your brain. You know, it's like shit. I'm old.
Oh yeah.
Is that where we draw the line now? Is that where we draw the line?
I've had a crisis every year. I cannot judge. I've been crisising my whole adult life. So, which is a great segue into tonight's chapters.
What crisis?
Yeah. Crisis? Even when there isn't one, it's all a crisis.
Yeah. And by the way, Gramps, your accent's amazing. Don't let anybody ever tell you anything differently. Yeah. So
thank you.
It's the perfect balance. You have a little depth to it. There's definitely some drawl, but it's not. I don't know. It's just the right amount.
It's Appalachian. That's why you like it.
Yeah. But from down in the hollow, not up on top of the mountain. Slight distinction there.
The landscape. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys ready to go to chapter 16?
Oh yeah.
I already said I'm not, but I'm here with you, and I'll do it.
Okay. Are you coming over? Or do we need to stall more?
Yes, I just passed Shirley.
Oh, are you coming this way?
And that's Westover. Okay. I'm turning on Westover.
All right, we're going to take a break while I let Ian into my house. I
guess I should be giving a play-by-play of how to get to your house. Sorry.
Yeah. Turn on this road, and then the address is.
He won't be there in a couple of days, so I guess it doesn't matter now.
It's like it's like a coworker. I have a coworker now that listens to our podcast, which she's not this far into the books. So when you get to this episode, I'm shouting you out. Thank you, Ian. Are you pulling up? All right, I'll go let you in. Gramps, go ahead and keep the people busy, or Ian can on the phone while I go let him in.
Yeah. Gramps, I kind of cut you off when you got into the birthday thing, so happy birthday. But since we've seen you in the chat, I mean, is there anything you want you don't have to get all personal, but is there anything about you want to share? How you got in the Wheel of Time and how you found us?
I had a buddy that shot me a message late 2021. He suggested the Wheel of Time. I did not have time at the time to jump in, but about 6 months later, I jumped in. That was like May of 2022. And I'm a big podcast guy, so I just searched for different Wheel of Time podcasts, and you guys were the first ones to pop up. And I seen that you broke it down in chapters, which is good for me because I'm a slow reader, and I've been trying to catch up since May of 2022, basically, and caught up about a month ago, like I said. So
You can turn it off now, dude. It's got feedback.
Hey.
All right, there we go.
on.
I got you on the other side there too. So
I
yeah.
think it.
There we go. So hey, now we can record with Ian here with a mic.
But how can I hear?
Oh, there you go. I guess we have to do the whole double earbud thing. There you go. Just it's all good. All right. Sorry for technical difficulties. We're all here.
All right, quick test. Gramps.
Hello.
Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it works. All right. These are my notes.
I'm not going to be able to read them even with my glasses.
All right, chapter 16. The new follower. Yeah. So we start with Elayne talking to mercenaries.
This was the shorter of the two chapters, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Wait, so was it the mercenaries right off the... Oh, yeah, no, it was the mercenaries right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll try and butcher it, and then you can save me, Gramps. Are you down with that?
I'll try.
All right. I'm just going to go with feel, because trying to get into detail, I will fail miserably here. As I was listening to this, I just thought about like my knowledge of mercenaries in general and the risk involved. And in previous chapters, they've kind of talked about it. And Alan, I'd be floored if you didn't have some historical references to talk about with this. But you have to have a good chance of winning. You have to be in a position of strength for mercenaries to really help you. There's very few, there are some, but there's very few mercenary examples in history where once you pay them, they're so honorable, they're going to follow through to their word 100%. Right? So I feel like, all right, this is where hopefully chat doesn't butcher me. I was thinking to myself, I'm just going to say it, a non-pregnant Elayne probably would be able to handle this very well. The way her mom raised her and her understanding of everything. I had a little bit of worry with how she handled the mercenaries. I don't want to blame it on her pregnancy, but there was some emotion involved, and there was some don't touch any of my women, which is appropriate, but it felt like she maybe talked down to this guy a little too much for a mercenary when she definitely really needs them. I don't know if that's going to turn into an issue, but I didn't have warm fuzzies when this guy walked away at the end of the conversation. And I hopefully I tap danced around that enough to not have offended people, but that's just the feeling I got when I went through this section.
Yeah.
And I'll adjust my tie as Gramps tells me how I was wrong about all of that.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I think, she may have turned the mercenaries against her, but I kind of like how she handled them, to be honest. I was on her side in the argument.
Good.
And
yeah,
after I read that section of, I had the quote here. She said, let's see. She said, "You'll be paid what you signed for, including the usual victory gold after I gain the throne, but not a penny more. If you try to back out, I'll assume you are turning coat and going over to Aramilla, in which case I'll have you and your companies arrested and put outside the gates without swords and horses. And if one of you ever again dares fondle one of my women, he and his company will be put out without swords, horses, or boots. Do I make myself clear?" Which I thought was, I don't know. I was kind of on her side, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
certainly not
I was
wrong,
like, "Oh, Elayne." I mean,
right?
mhm.
I was.
Yeah, it may turn against her, but I don't know. I just was like, Elaine's not always been my favorite character, but in that moment, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I threw some high fives to her, so I don't want to be super Debbie Downer about it. I guess it's more my worry of the numbers aren't perfectly in her favor, and
Right.
I've certainly studied and read about historical examples in our history of it's not immediate, and it's not even in the middle of the battle unless you get totally sold out, like they get paid more money from somebody else. They could be loyal and they're fighting for the money, but if you're at that tipping point where it can go either way, if they happen to feel it's not going to go your way and they slide to the other side or just step out of the way, you've lost the battle. And so maybe I'm overanalyzing it, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I mean, all the points she made, she's got to stand up for, her people and all that jazz. But I'm like, man, could there have been a better way to bring him into the fold in a way other than it's just money? She talked to him very contractually, but that contract is out the window if there's a real possibility of her losing. So if all you have is contract and they're not loyal to your cause, where you can't get them to lean into your cause at all, I don't know. It's not going to help you. Yeah, maybe that's my worry. And I might be, this is me still praying that Jordan goes a little more Game of Thrones and like just bodies start dropping. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm thinking the doomsday scenario. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example in history where like mercenaries were treated that way. And I was Googling Janissaries, but they're more not necessarily mercenaries. They're more enslaved soldiers. So that was the Ottoman Empire. So I was like,
you know what I thought of?
What?
Not a real historical example.
Swiss Army?
No. Braveheart, when the Irish were getting ready to run over, and then they shake hands and they switch sides.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I told you, it's my island." Yeah. Not really a historical example.
Not a historic example.
Anyways.
Yeah. I mean, mercenaries have been used for, I mean, and especially in like if you go back to like the Prussian Wars, and even before that, you go back to the Holy Roman Empire, mercenaries were used a ton during that time. I guess the 1400s, 1500s, the rise of the Habsburgs. But I'm trying to think of examples. I mean, the big example is the Swiss Army, with the Vatican and the Italian in the Italian wars that happened in the 1500s before Italy was founded. That was a big use of the Swiss Guard, and those were all mercenaries. Hence, where the Vatican still to this day uses the Swiss Guard. But that was probably one of the most historically still used today mercenary groups. I mean, that's you go to the Vatican, is still guarded by the Swiss, and that's a mercenary group. So, but I try to find a good example of like where it's threatened in order to secure your mercenaries, and I can't think of one off the top of my head. I know Gramps is a fellow historian as I am, but I know this is probably drawing really deep into the archives to try to find something. Maybe someone in chat's like, yeah, this example of the Hussite Wars or something like that.
Great.
Yeah, we know we pulled out Westphalia, the piece last week out of our ass, but maybe we could do something else with mercenaries. I don't know. We still use mercenaries today. I mean, I've been to Moyock, North Carolina. I've seen what used to be Blackwater's facility.
Yeah, they got a bad name, so they changed their name.
Your name. But yeah, in the Iraq War or whatever you want to call it, Operation Freedom or whatever they called it. You fought in it. What did they call it? Did it calling it at the end of the day? I don't know.
I used to know what we did, but as time unfolds, I don't know what we did.
But Blackwater was a mercenary force that the U.S. Hired to fight in that war.
They did my personal security training.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The vehicle movement.
yeah.
And the shoot, I don't remember what it was called, but essentially moving the principal around in close quarters, which was
one of my good friends, one of our good friends, his name's Doug. You know, Doug. Doug used to work for a telecommunication company and had the contract for Blackwater, so sold all of their cell phones and walkie-talkies. And he went down there and he told me the story. Like he went down to sell and gets to the Blackwater facility, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go up in the Blackhawk helicopter and shoot a 50 cal?" And he's like, "Am I allowed to do that?" I was like, "Dude, we're private. We don't care." Like
this land over here, that's our land.
Like military, like, no, don't touch anything. Them, like, yeah, let's go up and shoot the 50 cal. You're civilian, we're civilian. Who cares? Like, let's go shoot stuff.
I think it's broke. It's making a funny noise. Hold the trigger down until the barrel glows, motherfucker.
So literally, they took him up in a Blackhawk and let him shoot a 50 cal outside window, our side door, until So
that's a lot of fun.
It's fun. As a civilian, you don't get those opportunities. I took a tour of a military base. They don't let me do any of that. They wouldn't let me touch anything. In fact, they yelled at me. Did I tell you that story? I went to Fort Eustis and they yelled at me.
I've been yelled at by the military a lot, but that's because I was in it.
You were in the military. I took a tour as a civilian of a military base, and there's the doggy. And we're going past one part, and it was like a classified section of the base, and the person who's giving the tour was like, "It's like, all right, everyone, you can't take pictures here. If you take a picture here, your phone will be confiscated." And of course, me being the dumbass is like, "I don't think that's how the cloud works."
Alan gets tackled.
I don't think that's how it works. I think as soon as I do the picture, it's no longer in my phone. So they didn't like that in the response. It's like, it's true. You do, my phone's still there. I still have access to it. But yeah, no, it's they did not like the answer. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good tour. They let us shoot the fake guns, so that was fun. I don't know. Do you ever see that they had the fake range where they have like the pneumatic guns that you do?
Oh yeah. No,
they don't shoot those.
Those have gotten really good, and that's actually really good training.
To
get ready to fire.
They had one for boats too, as a boat simulator, and even though the platform's not moving because it's like a full immersion, the screen's rocking. You get your vertigo or your inner ear starts to feel the motion. So like it feels like you're on a boat, even though you're completely stable. Like it's not the room's not moving, but all the screen is. So your brain starts telling you it's moving. And they had simulator where they actually had the like 50 cal and like the deck guns to shoot like simulator. But yeah. It was fun. Anyway, cool stuff. So mercenaries, did all that. Aes Sedai, the Aes Sedai tell the mercenaries that the White Tower is supporting Elayne for the Iron Throne. Wrong book series. Lion Throne.
All right, either your dog farted or fuck you, Alan.
It's the dog.
It's so bad.
Oh, we got off the rails. All right, fun. Cool.
Cool running.
Jesse.
That is so. Don't lick me now.
That's a dog
so
fart.
gross. It is.
It's a dog fart. Anyways,
I'm trying not to throw up. It's so gross.
Yeah. Let's see what happens next. The mercenaries leave. Let's see, where are we?
We shouldn't skip over it. I guess we went down a rabbit hole of something I wanted to, but maybe a more important part of this interaction was the conversation about the split in the White Tower.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the mercenary guy was willing to openly talk about the Black Aja.
Yeah.
and kind of calling him out like, you're acting with some authority here and you're pretending like the White Tower's behind you, but I heard this, I heard this, I heard this. It wasn't that long ago in our storyline where, while there were whispers of this stuff, people didn't talk about it openly. And now we have a mercenary that is just saying this shit straight to Elayne's face.
Yeah.
I feel like that's significant. Like the cat's out of the bag. People are talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's see. They talk about the Black Aja. They also trying to figure out, I think, isn't this part where she's trying to figure out who, like, she knows that one of her friends must be Black Aja. Like, they've narrowed it down. Like, it's like one of these people is Black Aja. Like, she goes through a list of Aes Sedai names. Is that next chapter or is it this chapter?
I don't remember exactly, but it's Marililla and Carrion.
Yeah, it's this chapter. Yeah, it says right here. Yeah, Elayne has a hard time believing that one of them could be Black Aja, and she's like, it can't be one of them, but it has, like, based on the facts, someone is, and yeah.
Who done it?
This is do you guys remember during COVID we played Among Us a lot? This is like the book version of Among Us.
That's right.
We try to do the panic button, like, and try to figure out who it is. Who is it?
I would just accuse Alan every time.
Well, you'd probably be right. We got comments. What's it? This is how. Oh, it's Amis. Amis. Who do we have on stream with us today? Well, if you weren't late, Amis, you would know that we have Gramps, aka Chris, with a lot better accent, but not as deep of a voice.
But still a deep voice.
Still deep voice,
but different.
Yeah, different.
Same, but different.
Same, but different. Yeah.
And Amis, check this out. I don't even know if Alan did the full research, but he just got caught up to us. So, like, literally, he's on the same chapters as us. So it's not like we have a guest that knows more than me. We're also fumbling through this at the same time. Yeah. So it's kind of like the perfect fill-in for Chris if Chris is going to be out. So
what do you think about time traveling Tam?
I haven't touched on that in a while.
I think it's a good theory. So
it's a good theory. Okay.
Because if he isn't, the question is, what the fuck is he doing? I mean, does he strike you to be a guy to be like, nah, they got it. I'm gonna just sip on the brandy. It's brandy time.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is Tam?
Where in the world
is Tam?
Tam.
Yeah, Tam of Thor. Tam of Thor. Yeah. Trying to think. Any other theories that you've come up with so far? Now I'm curious, since I know you're a first time reader now too. I'm gonna hear your theories. What do you got for us?
Theories on what exactly?
All of it.
Or is there anything that, since you've been listening as well, is there anything Chris and I have thrown out there and you're like, not a chance?
What's the meaning of life? I mean, it's a.
Well, we know that is 42, but what's the question?
42.
Yeah, what's the question?
42, right there. Life, universe, everything. It literally says on my shirt.
Yeah. Well, it show's over. Alan just wrapped it up for us. So until next time. No,
there's actually a whale on here falling down.
It's perfect.
It's a perfect shirt. Chef's kiss. I already packed up my Hitchhiker's Guide book. So
hold on. Is there anything? So now we're getting into like the whole podcast from time traveling Tam until now. Is there anything that like Chris and I have predicted? We've been pulling stuff out of our butt that you're like, I don't know, or that you're like, definitely I'm on board with, or.
Well, I knew that I can't think of her name right now. The one that died in like book 5. We just found out recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I knew she was alive. I mean,
you felt pretty confident like right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't fooled.
Do you think so? Were you reading and listening at the same time all the way through?
Yeah, pretty much. I would I would read the chapters. I would see what the chapters were, and I would read the chapters and then listen to the episode. And then I did that for like 2.5 years. So,
all right. So my question is then, I was convinced Moraine was alive. Not really that the books led me to believe that, but because after the whole Tom thing before, and Alan being like, "No, she's definitely dead," I was like, "Well, you're full of shit, and she's alive." So, did you feel she was alive because of the books, or was it also your distrust of Alan?
Really, mostly the way it ended. Like, I don't remember if I'm exactly right about this, but what I remember is like you had I'm horrible with names, but
Lanfear,
Lanfear, yeah.
my wifey, yeah.
There was like a doorway or
I
something,
met
and
her
she
tonight,
like
by the way.
You met
Lanfear? Goldberg speared Lanfear through the door, and they both like
She did.
went to another dimension. And I was like, okay, there's no way either of them are dead. So
right,
yeah,
that's true.
I mean, it
the
was
way
very
it was
open-ended.
written,
They went somewhere. They didn't die. They went somewhere else. So
I like it.
yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. Through the red, but then the red door frame melted after they went through, which that's what led. And
But all that really does is make it more complicated to get them back, right?
Yeah.
It still doesn't. It's like you said. What you read was they went somewhere. You didn't see a dead body. There wasn't an obvious death. They went somewhere and the door was closed. All right. So this is gonna be difficult, but they ain't gone. So sure. Why are you even putting that? We know now. Like, stop with the sure.
I like to click the buttons. All right, it's fun to click the buttons.
You might as well click finger blast at this point.
I can click that one. That's right.
Finger blasting is the best.
All right, I have not been on this side of things. If I reach over and grab the mouse, y'all are in for a ride because Alan's got a whole spool of stuff here.
I do. There's a ton of, notice it's a Spanish Inquisition. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh man,
That's great. You know, do we become best friends? Yes,
So good.
it's all right here. You just click on whatever you want. It's Peter Griffin falling down.
Oh, that'll come up at some point.
At some point. So after the mercenaries leave, where are we? Mercenaries leave. Elayne asks the Aes Sedai and the guardswoman to leave also. But the guardswomen don't move until Birgitte tells them to. I thought that was an interesting point. Not that we should dwell on it too long, but just the fact that they didn't even listen to Elayne, but they follow Birgitte. Then after that, Elayne weaves a ward against eavesdropping. Mistress Havor has news. We're taking selfies now. It's called Discord, isn't it? Has news from John Skillet and about a plan to ride to Camelin soon. This is so weird with you writing the wags. Normally, I I'm
trying not to look at it because I don't want to see the notes. I want to be surprised.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to read over him at my notes.
Wait,
like,
wait.
So
you lean
what?
in to read, and I'll lean in to look at the camera. We both lean in. Now, Kevin. No. Gramps just logs on.
Awkward. You know what? No.
My dog even thought those.
Dog.
No. Let's see. She thinks, yeah. And they have Amarella talk about the plans for Camelin. Anything from all that? No. It's brief.
I just thought it was interesting how it was mentioned that Skillet once was a spy for Aramilla, and now he's working for Elayne, and she's worried he might try to go back. But if he does go back, Aramilla will probably kill him. So
yeah,
I did take that down.
Yeah. Then Master Nori comes into the picture.
I kind of found it funny.
Go ahead.
I kind of found it funny too. It seems like Master Nori and Rena Hawthor are like in a battle of which one can give Elayne news the quickest and the best news. It seemed like there was a kind of a funny rivalry there between those two.
So we haven't done this in a while, really since the beginning of the podcast with Chris, because he was still huge into Game of Thrones. But this is where I started thinking about Game of Thrones. Everybody, you think of the title of the show, and like the lead characters, and like it's a battle for who's in charge running things, right? But the really cool stories are the people that are fighting for that beta position, that number 2, that influencer position. And, you know, when I was younger, you know, I was raised in very competitive alpha male, always wanted to be the number 1. But I have learned throughout my life that there is a lot of benefit to being a very influential number 2. There's a lot of situations where being the influential number 2 is way better than being the number 1, the figurehead. And we're not even going to get into American politics, but I'm just saying there's real world examples of where the people just behind the curtain that are kind of calling the shots are way more.
Are you seeing our shadow government?
I'm at
we're live on YouTube, by the way, just letting you know.
Right. I'm not calling out the US. I'm calling out pretty much the world at this point. You know, the politicians I used to think were number 1. They're still very influential, don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
all of them have
they're always in
influencing
somebody's pocket.
Right. Everywhere. So
yeah.
It is.
Sorry to break it to you guys, but yeah. Money kind of rules all of it.
So I guess my point is a good number 2 is where it's at.
Dude, number 2.
First thing in the morning.
Get that coffee
and a smoke.
Yeah.
Bong and a blitz.
Some bong and a blitz.
Smoking a pancake.
Yeah. Good number 2, first thing in the morning. Oh yeah, man. That's where it's at. I'm telling you.
Hard to beat.
It's very tough.
Now when the number 2s are battling, like Gramps was saying, that's where it gets dicey. You got that little rumble going on. Like, I'm gonna be in charge here.
Are the number 2s is like 2 stopped up? just won't let loose.
All right,
wait, people are.
I swear the looks we're getting from Gramps, what I see on his face is one more bad joke and I'm logging off. He just gave us the side eye. Did you see the side eye? Just like
cigar to crep. I love you, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. All
right. Well,
yeah,
you are absolutely right, and there's definitely some competition for the influence.
Definitely. Master Nori comes in, trying to influence in you're blocking my notes. It's just tough with 2 people. Let's see. Previous 5 have tried. Let's see. They're trying to follow Malar. The previous 5 that tried died in their attempt.
And this dude's got somebody.
Yeah.
I think I got somebody that can do it. I know a guy.
Yeah. I think you're comfortable enough. It's good enough. Okay. Elayne then offers him a chance to do it. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Am I being set up here?
What?
Do you have like an airbag installed under this chair?
No.
You were in mid-sentence and you paused to check on my comfort.
You did a little squirm in the chair. I wasn't sure if you were.
Well, yeah, my lower body always hurts, but you showed concern. Gramps, you've been listening to this long enough. Should I be? I feel like I should be worried.
Yeah, he's
all the battle stuff's behind me. I got my dueling cane and my axe behind me. It's all good.
This is a setup.
So Elayne offers him a chance to go follow Malar. She places a simple weave of spirit on him, a finder. That way she'll be able to track him. We've seen that weave used before. Do you guys remember that? Actually, no, it wasn't used directly. This is where the books get kind of fuzzy. So in either world, Moraine's able to track, or was it Nynaeve that was able to track? They're able to track them, but it wasn't because of a weave. It's because they healed them before. And that's not really talked about the rest of the series. There's a lot of stuff that happens in either world that doesn't happen in the rest of the series. Robert Jordan's still trying to figure everything out, if you didn't know that. little unveiling the curtain. There's a lot of stuff talked about in the very first book that doesn't come back up at all.
You know, I don't judge that. 20-year-old me had plans.
Yeah.
I knew what I was going to do and where I was going.
Yeah.
And I am 41 now. And I feel like between then and now, I've just been like kind of making it up, but also I pretend like I'm pushing my life in a direction.
Yeah.
I'm acting like I'm doing stuff,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to test it out.
It is.
Yeah. Have you ever thought like, what if I just don't do anything for a while? Like nothing.
It's like on that movie Office Space, where that guy's like, I'm just not going to go to work anymore.
And my cousin's broke. Don't
I'm just
do
gonna
shit.
Stop going.
Right. But what if you do that and things still keep working out the exact same way for you? And like I've been stressing for 20 years of my adult life thinking I have to do stuff to make shit work, but it's just gonna fucking happen anyways. I don't know. Yeah, so Jordan is kind of winging it.
Was it
Surprise, surprise.
was it sorry, getting biblical on you. There's
Alan's about to take us to church.
Let's take you to church. Let's see. Godliness with contentment is great gain. We're brought into this world with nothing, and we take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, and we're content with that, that's all you need.
I try to tell y'all, living on the boat, I had some bad days. We talked about it, but also,
so that's a quote from the Bible. I just pulled up a Bible. Sorry for getting a little preachy, but that's Timothy 6. In case you guys want to look it up, it also is the money is the root of all evil quote.
Well, the modern day
the
version,
love of money.
The modern version of that Timothy quote that you said. How did they rephrase it? Don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
Just modern. But yeah, no. If you got food and clothing, that's all you need. You don't need all this grand schemes and plans. Just be content.
Yeah.
Look, Jesus came in the chat. Preach.
Well, my F-bombs didn't get us canceled, but nowadays that might. I don't know.
It's like quote Timothy 6. Jesus comes in. Is there like a YouTube filter where like something like an algorithm got Jesus to listen to us?
No, I'm hoping we have a dedicated person in chat who logged out, changed their name, and logged back in.
I'm hoping.
Here's to you.
Here's to you, Jesus. Or Jesus, if you're Hispanic.
And now we're into the short chapter. Where are we at?
No, we're not done yet, right? No, pretty much we're done, right? Anything else in this book? I don't know. She does it. We're gonna meet Lady Dylan. That's what she says. Lady Dylan arrives and says, "We'll meet you in the mat room," and that's how we end this chapter.
Right. The only other thing I kind of pulled out of the getting the guy to follow the guy was, well, I was critical of Elayne in the pregnancy emotions earlier. She caught on very quickly to how to manipulate this guy into doing what she wants, and he seems to be a good candidate. You need a nefarious character that you got some leverage on, that you kind of motivate him to do what you want, and he's got the skills for it. So as much as I was a little worried and critical about her, she's also on top of things. But now let's roll in there even Birgitte letting everybody else know, all right, from now on, Elayne doesn't give the word, I do. There's something there too. You know, even Elayne's recognizing, yes, she's part of the conversation and I'm listening to her, but I'm the filter to make sure there isn't something wonky coming and you still got to listen to me.
Yeah.
And when Elayne finally really catches on to that, what kind of fallout is there going to be? She's not going to like it.
No.
Even though she's recognizing she's having these struggles, she's not going to go, oh, Birgitte, thank you for doing that. That just makes sense. She's not going to be pleased with it.
Yeah.
So. Anyways.
Yeah. Any final thoughts from this chapter before we move to chapter 17, if you know what I mean?
The only thing I had was I think Mellar or Hanlon is who he is. he's almost doing too good of a job at taking care of these people that are spying on him. Like taking them out is making me look even more suspicious.
You're doing too much, man. You're just doing too much.
Mhm.
You calm down.
So, Taylor,
Taylor Swift.
I've been a government employee for long enough to co-sign on you never want to do too good of a job.
Mm-mm.
Here's the thing. You know what's crazy? When I was young in my government career and I wanted to get promoted fast, and I did, and I got awards out the wazoo, and y'all in the GS world from GS 7 to 11, I got on the spot awards left and right, but every year I got my WIGI, my within grade increase, but I also got a what do they call it? A quality step increase. In most agencies, that is like by policy limited to a very small percentage of your overall employees that can get it. That's how hard of a hitter I was. I was like, I'm going to be an SES. I'm going to be running an agency, da 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 da. I busted my ass early on, and it was so slow for me to climb. And now where I'm at, I look around and I see what the average is, and I do a little bit more than that. And for me, that's about, I was about to say 75% effort, but it's like 55. And I'm the star of the show, like leading meetings and stuff. It's like the higher up I get, the less of my brain cells I got to use.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all coming together. So if you ever wonder why the people that are heading up agencies are talking like they're missing brain cells, it's because that's how they reward us.
Because they don't care.
When I work hard on the lower side, they're like, man, we're going to try and keep you where you're at because you're good at that. And I want you to work for me.
Yeah.
And then when you move up and you're like, okay-ish, they're like, we're going to promote you away.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
It's like Office Space. What do you do here? I don't do anything. This guy needs a promotion.
Hey, you know how many bosses I have? I've got 8 bosses. So when I make a mistake, I got 8 people coming to talk to me about it. Oh, that's horrible.
You get some Office Space little clips. But
The dog again.
they fart again.
It's coming.
Oh, fun. She ate the apple crisp, didn't you?
It's so bad.
She ate our apple crisp.
Lots of fiber.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it. It's there.
It's in my mouth.
Sorry. So bad. I'll let the dog out. Give me a second. Okay, so a bronze bear. Yeah. That's my favorite name to a chapter, right? A bronze bear.
You cannot pet that dog.
No.
Cannot pet that dog.
No.
Cannot pet that dog.
No, he's
Cannot
sleeping.
pet that dog.
Pet that dog.
The dog got excited. I'm not
Yeah.
going to pet you.
Oh, what is she doing?
Hey.
What is she doing? I don't know. Anyway, what are you doing over there? So
The long chapter.
yeah.
Where does this one start?
It starts with Elayne leaves the map room, accompanied by Brigade. I've always found, what does this say? I always found it sad that I will do literally nothing more to follow the rules and regulations, and I was considered the best at my job.
7-Eleven, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
one of
that
these
hits
days,
home.
if we
I'm gonna
could
put
get
that up
to
there.
a sidebar chat. It's both. On the one hand, it's been relaxing and I don't freak out as much at work, but then I also look at it and it's depressing. I'm like, we could do so much more if certain people would get out of the way and I could just kick ass and take names. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So Elayne leaves the map room, accompanied by Brigitte, and some guardswomen, some stuff like that. There's lots of nobles in the palace. They came here to help Elayne. They brought some armsmen, and this is when we get to. I think this isn't this when we get the whole conversation. Or no, not quite yet. I was going to say the conversation about like the houses joining her and stuff like that, but that's later.
What was the deal with the Falcon thing?
Oh yeah, they did mention Falcons.
Yeah, she
Was
said
it-
Avienda was a falcon. At some point.
Avienda was a Falcon, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like,
didn't understand that either.
Yeah.
Exactly.
well, I mean, it only jumped out at me because
Fayo.
right, Fayo the Falcon thing. So I'm
Right.
like, all right, what is he referencing here? But it definitely came out of the blue.
Yeah.
There like a Falcon statue, or so this is where I was sketchy about like my brain not letting me pay attention. I didn't know if it was like a Angreal or Trangreal or something, or was it a statue?
I don't
Or was it
remember
just
how the Falcon stuff came
reference,
up.
you know?
I mean, I listened to these
Okay.
chapters today, but I also listened to them on 1.5 speed, and I remember the Falcon comment, but I kind of just placed over it. So
That's kind of how it was when they and it was tied to Avienda, and I was like, wait, I thought Fayo was the
Yeah.
Falcon. Why are we okay?
Yeah.
But my brain logged it because
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's important.
sure, sure.
We're
Um,
getting you listeners are getting a lot tonight.
Yeah.
These are great chapters. They're Elayne chapters. You know what? But she's not taking a bath, so you know that's the good part. Because
Nicole
normally
here
Elayne,
says she slipped a falcon in her belt pouch. Avienda was very much a falcon.
she slipped a Falcon into her belt pouch, like a
It's
carving.
I pictured it as like a game piece or something like you use on a board game or something,
Okay,
Okay.
I guess I could see that.
like a trinket, little falcon trinket.
But it wasn't that long ago. I mean, in our last chapters when they were going through the different
Yeah.
Trangreal and stuff and figuring out what they were. I guess maybe that's why my brain was thinking it might have been that. But yeah, I guess I don't know. It doesn't really specify. Maybe we'll find out, or maybe this is one of those things Jordan wrote in there with a plan to do something with it and then doesn't do anything with it.
I didn't take it to be a Telangrial or an Ungrial. I just took it to be like a little
Yeah.
falcon trinket thing.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense. Okay. Bro, no. There's still a chance I drive to Richmond tonight. I haven't decided, but
There's no chance.
yeah, there's no chance.
There's no chance. You might be sitting on the couch tonight. I'll be honest. That Falcon stuff comes later though, doesn't it? Yeah, that's like down here. Elayne moves the Falcon. We're up here. So,
I need to not look at his notes. I turned left and saw Falcon and thought about it.
yeah, no. So there's they're talking about the nobles. The nobles nodding knowingly. There's some Guido Kane talk. Because Brigitte's fearful about her losing her memories. And losing her love interest, Guido Kane. Trying to think of anything else really.
Brigitte is worried because her earliest memories are fading.
Yeah.
And she fears losing her memories. So this isn't new. It's been talked about before, but then Jordan's bringing it back. It's been a while since we've talked about it.
Yeah.
So it's like Jordan's reminding us that Brigitte is still slipping. What do you think?
So memories fading. I thought about this. This is something I wanted to bring up. So Stephen King, one of the most prolific horror writers of our time, had a whole
horror writers or horror? There's some horror. There's
Horse.
some horrors in the house.
horror.
Horror.
Anyway, so he had a whole thing about the difference in horror and terror. And what the difference between the two words are. There's a whole speech he gives about it. And he talks about the most scariest book he's ever read. That's not his own. And you know what it was?
The Bible.
No. I thought you would know this fact.
Revelations is wacky.
It's The Notebook. The horror of losing your memories to dementia and Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
Memories fading away. And this is something that people can relate to. Like, and the fear that Brigitte has. And this is like, and I thought about this when I heard this part of the chapter, was like the whole, aspect of this happens to people, like where literally your memories start to just disappear. And you're worried about losing your loved ones. And that's why Stephen King also wrote that The Notebook was one of those horrific books he's ever read, is that fear of getting to the age or getting Alzheimer's or dementia, where the loved ones, people that you love with your whole heart and love more than anything else in the entire world, you forget them.
You know what the lesson is there?
I don't know.
Well, there's a lesson.
Don't live that long. I don't know.
No. Well, if you avoid that type of decline, that'd be great. We've talked about this offline, also, just in relationships in general. And well, I've had just enough alcohol. I might mess this up, but the ultimate point is the happiest life you can live in terms of personal relationships. Not even talking about religion, relationship with deities or God or whatever, faith, but personal relationships. The happiest life is being content and happy with your relationship with yourself. And when that's off, it affects our other relationships with partners, family, kids.
Be careful, Jesus is in our chat.
We project. Sorry, Jesus. We project like these inadequate feelings we have about our relationship with ourselves and other relationships around us, and it causes issues. But obviously I haven't had dementia or Alzheimer's, but like I can't imagine what it is. Like, is it an emptiness? Is it just a disconnect? Or like, do you still have all your thoughts, but you're trapped inside yourself and you can't reach out?
I don't
know. I don't know. But I can imagine it would hurt to have a very strong sense of self, and you'd be less fearful of the outside world around you.
Yeah.
And maybe if you could hold on to some faith along the way, that might help you in the decline.
I don't know, but I know my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and
it's never good.
It's never good. And you've had family members that had as well.
Yeah, my grandfather was.
Your grandfather did
not good.
But like, I mean, at the end, my grandmother didn't know who I was.
Sure.
I'd walk up and she's looking at me just like, who are you? And I'd introduce myself every time my grandson, and she'd kind of laugh like, "I have grandchildren." Like, and
but then they might be chilling there, singing every word of their favorite song from 30 years ago.
Right.
So, yeah, there's some things that stick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see Jesus did comment on here. He did a smiley face.
The halo.
The halo. But yeah, so I just thought about that because Brigitte really worried about losing memories and losing the memories of Guido Kane, which that made me think of Alzheimer's and dementia and the horror of growing old and having that happen to you, where the people you love most fade away from your memory and are cut away. And I don't know if Robert Jordan meant for it to be that way, but it is a horrific thing. And to put it in that perspective, it's like, oh, Brigitte's upset because she's losing this guy that she knew from her previous life. So who cares? But like, these are memories that she is grasping to and doesn't want to lose. And that fear is real, is what I'm trying to get at. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I think an important part of these chapters, though, I think the reason that was brought up was because the palace is changing, and they don't know why it's changing. And Brigitte claims she has a good memory, but she swears that things that were there aren't there, and things are rearranged, and they don't know what's causing it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty freaky.
Gramps, this is you and I now.
All right.
Ever since
sorry, I can't pull away too quick.
No, I mean, like, you don't rip it out of my ear. Ever since Rand and Nynaeve did their thing, then we roll into this book.
Too late.
Shit's been happening, right?
Don't pull
Alan,
it out of my ear, and I was gonna say that's what she said.
Way too late.
I'm starting to scold it.
So I don't have anything to offer other than we've had a series of ridiculous stuff happening during that Matt chapter where they were going down that cobblestone road and they had the memory realizing this hasn't been cobblestone in so many years, and then blah 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 blah. You know, Chris and I talked about, could it be, whoa, the hiccups, these different mirror verses kind of like overlapping, getting pulled into one another. Like, I mean, something's happening. Alan threw out there, well, don't forget about the Michael Bublé's.
Michael Blaze.
What do we call them? Like the bubbles
Yeah.
of evil.
Artomanas.
It could have
Don't
been
forget about
that. Like, but stuff's happening all over the place. Every time we start getting deep in any one of our characters, it's like they look to the left and wonky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been throwing stuff out there trying to guess, but like, what's your vibe? What are you feeling? Or are you just like, let's see what Jordan does with this? Or I don't know.
No, I think you actually had a pretty good theory a few episodes back where it's like different realities converging with one another because there's different, pretty much that different realities converging, and that could be what it is. I don't know if this is necessarily the same thing as that. It might be. It could be like, I don't know.
Okay. A different
Dark
wonky.
Friends. Well, they mentioned that if it were Dark Friends, then they probably would have done it a long time ago if they knew how to do something like that. So I don't know if it's Dark Friends or not. I don't think
It's not my
Aramilla
fault.
is doing anything to cause that, or either. So
It wasn't me.
I think probably the converging realities are probably the best theory, probably.
If you go the Dark Friend route, though, we still have, well, there's at least one that I'm most curious about, Semirog, and we don't know how. That's a she, right? Was Semirog was a she? Is a she? I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong pronoun. In my mind, Semirog was a she. We don't really know how Semirog operates. We just know she hasn't been really flushed out in this book yet. So I only say that to say we're assuming, no, this isn't really the vibe of Forsaken, but we also know all the different Forsaken that we've interacted with, they have a different way of going about business. So maybe it is one that we just haven't really met yet. I had another thought.
Did you know?
Oh, when Rand and Nynaeve did their thing, was it the equivalent of a giant finger blast? Did they say that? Like Balefire.
I'm not ready.
Right.
You see that one?
Was it the biggest, most massive finger blasting ever? Because check this out, Gramps. When somebody rocks Balefire, what do we know so far is the effect? What is actually happening?
But those things, it's as if they don't exist anymore, right? Or never existed in the first place.
Never existed.
Right.
Not just that they don't exist, but never existed.
Never
So
existed.
let's
before.
say he just did. Rand and Nynaeve did the most massive finger blast on Shaloga. Is that where there were folks in it, right?
I think that's correct.
No.
So if he blasted it so hard that it was if that place never existed, not just the evil, but everything that created that location, and it was gone, then anything from the beginning of the creation of that place, anything that was ever affected on that timeline would change.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe the hallway layout there is different because, butterfly effect, somebody that walked near it 100 years ago that spoke to so-and-so that did this, that like knew the guy that designed the corridors and bumped him on the left side versus the right side because of this change, and he had a different thought and laid it out differently. So I'm still on to the converging of these mirror worlds, right? Like I think there's a really cool sci-fi twist to that, so I think I want that. But also there's, when I considered what they did as being a Balefire-ish thing and like eliminating from existence ever, going back into the timeline, something that massive, like what would the effects be? And let's say they're not immediate and they just slowly start to unravel and things are changing. Maybe that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, it could be.
That's me again. I have alcohol in my system.
Yeah. I did find that clip to It Wasn't Me dramatic monologue.
I mean, you do what makes you happy.
No, it wasn't me.
Did you take my drink?
No,
I
I
didn't.
didn't touch you. Did you grab my ass?
No, I grabbed my own ass. Sorry. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, so I found this guy online that does like dramatic readings of songs, like dramatic monologues. So he has It Wasn't Me by Shaggy, and I was gonna just because I said, like, you mentioned Dark Friends, it wasn't me. But I can share it with you guys. It's great.
Wait.
What?
Can we put up Amisa's final comment on the bottom?
Oh, what's that? There. It's very sad.
The Brigitte situation, very sad. She was pulled out without permission. So sad. Maybe that's why we're all borderline depressed, because that's how we enter this world. None of us asked for it.
Yeah.
It's their parents' decision.
There's someone actually
We
trying
get
to
popped out.
sue their parents.
How
because-
dare you born me?
Yeah, it's because they conceived her without consent.
Interesting. That wasn't exactly where I was going, but oddly enough, you are on point.
I never consented to this.
I
Anyway,
hate that that's what I meant, and I also don't like what you just said.
so dramatic monologue of It Wasn't Me. That's what we're doing right now. Share screen. Let's go with this one. Let's share it, and here you go.
So honey came in, and she
Oh,
red-handed.
what am I doing? All right, I'm gonna start it over.
Thanks, Alan.
So honey came in, and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. Picture this: we were both butt naked.
This is bad because the girl next door to
I
me
ain't
is 76 years old.
All right, that's enough. Picture this.
Oh man.
Picture this. We're both butt naked.
No joke. The condo that I bought into, it's a mix of, I still call myself young, but 40 and younger that are recently buying into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all the original owners that bought in the 1980s, and they're later in life.
Mhm.
So all of my neighbors are in their 70s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was not banging the girl next door.
No, you weren't.
There was no red-handed.
No,
there was
no.
I don't picture it. Oh God, shit! I pictured it.
Well, my next door neighbor is a single guy on that side behind me, and
Picture this: they were both butt naked.
anyway, so what happens next? Where are we? I'm not picturing anything.
I'm just trying to make eye contact.
Stop it. I've been drinking too much. They arrive in the map room. There's a detailed mosaic of Camelin. And this is where Brigitte's having problems. We already went through all that. We got through the Falcon stuff. Now this is where that comes in. We did all that. Dylan didn't arrive. Then arrives. Then arrives. Let me drink some more whiskey, guys. This is gonna be a fun night. And she notices and is concerned about the palace changes.
Mm-hmm.
Things are changing.
Well, as far as he's writing it, he's just kind of pointing out that different folks are noticing the differences, but nobody's really thrown out theories yet, right?
Mm-mm.
I mean, we've done more theorizing, or have I missed something?
No.
We're just in this awkward, something's different, and then the next person comes in and goes,
Yeah.
I don't remember that being there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where they get into all the different claims of all the different houses that, like, some are claimed for Elayne and like, oh, this one did claim for me. It's like, no, but they didn't claim for Amarilla either. They kind of just
They didn't not
they
claim
did
for you.
Yeah.
But
They're waiting around to see who wins.
No.
Right. So there's like basically a bunch of factions. It's pretty much split half and half, and then a third group. So thirds, like a third is for Elayne, a third is for Amarilla, and then a third is for we're wait and see.
All right.
Mhm.
NFL football fans, I'm gonna throw this out.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Okay.
Alan,
Yeah, I won.
if I run into a Pittsburgh Steelers fan
You punch him?
and no,
Oh, okay.
hold on, and they're from Pittsburgh,
Oh,
what do I
respect.
think about them?
Respect.
If I run into a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and they're from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they bought a Steelers jersey when the Steelers were good, what do I think of them?
Bandwagon.
Go F yourself.
Mhm.
If so, I'm a Washington football team, Washington Commanders, Washington Redskins fan. Apparently, you can choose how you want to identify to cheer for them,
Mhm.
which is great because I'm a Redskins fan.
Washington
That's
football
how,
team.
that's how I got into it. I actually like football team better than Commanders.
Yeah.
But anyways, despite being a lifelong Washington Redskins fan, if I meet a Cowboys fan who is from anywhere in Texas, I give them, I don't respect you, but I'm still going to head nod like, okay,
I get it.
okay.
Yeah.
But if they're from next door to me and they've never set foot in Texas, but in the 90s they bought a fucking starter jacket because that's who was winning, go after yourself.
That's America's team.
No,
It's America's team.
to hate. Anyways,
Who's
I
your team,
think
Gramps? Is it Cowboys?
And where
I
are
don't
you
really watch
from?
the NFL very much. I'm from
Okay.
Kentucky. So
I can handle
I'm a
that
big
too.
Kentucky
Kentucky guy.
basketball fan. Yeah.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
There's been-
Kentucky Sports Radio shirt. So
Heyo.
There you go.
Yeah, in the college arena, y'all have had some football years, but the basketball's really been
Yeah.
holding it
Oh,
down.
yeah.
I guess,
Yeah,
I mean,
the
Kentucky,
football is
you would have like,
terrible.
what, Cincinnati? I mean, you have Ohio teams, right?
A lot of people are Bengals fans or Reds
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
I like the. I grew up. My mom was an Atlanta Braves fan, so I kind of grew
Okay.
up. I was raised to be an Atlanta Braves fan. So
And Falcons fan?
baseball.
Falcons?
I don't really follow NFL very much, honestly.
Best to support. Nah.
That's okay. Good decision. Good decision.
Hey, Braves were great. Tom Glavine and John Smoltz and Greg Maddux were all fantastic pitchers. They had the most fantastic
Oh, yeah.
pitchers in the 90s.
Chipper
Yeah.
Jones.
Chipper
And
Jones.
then was the catcher Javier Lopez.
Javier Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was raised watching all those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bloody sock.
Was
was
it
it- was it that?
Dave Justice was the center fielder? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Justice. Yeah. And I'm not even Braves for what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm dating myself. People like listen to this podcast that were born like after the 90s are like, what the hell are you talking
What's
about?
baseball?
What's baseball? Yeah. After the strike, no one watched baseball anymore. Saints, Vikings, Broncos are my three teams. Okay, I respect that, except for the Saints. The Vikings, Broncos are cool.
I don't hate on the Saints.
I'm
I've had
fan.
who was the Newport News quarterback that went to the Saints?
They went to the Saints.
I played for him for years. Oh my gosh.
Curry?
No. He played for Ferguson High School.
Curry.
No. Before.
Before that, I don't know.
Maybe they'll put it in chat. Somebody Google it. Not that important. I mean, it's important to me.
Yeah.
He's the one who helped develop downtown down by the shipyard or past the shipyard.
I thought that was Curry.
Nope. It's a good jump in my head. I'm going to scream it. Anyways, I have love for the Saints for that guy.
Oh, you live in Louisiana.
Also like
Okay,
the
that makes
San
sense.
Antonio Spurs.
Uh-oh.
Spurs. fan.
Spurs.
You be dabbling a little basketball.
Oh yeah, Kentucky. Big
Yeah.
basketball fan.
So I live in Kentucky. I got into the Spurs. I'm kind of one of those fans because they were in the playoffs every year, and I'm like, okay, I'll just be a Spurs fan. So,
Yeah.
That's a good one to watch.
Yeah.
So hypocrite. I was a Chicago Bulls fan as a kid. Like, how
Yeah.
could you not be?
Oh yeah, Jordan, Pippen. I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
a Bulls fan.
There was one year where I was like, I'm for the Phoenix Suns and Charles Barkley's going to do it just to piss
Yeah.
my brother off. But I was
Mhm.
still for the Bulls at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Brooks.
Aaron Brooks. That's it.
Yep. Ferguson
Okay.
quarterback, played for the Saints, was pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of revitalizing downtown.
He has.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I told you it would jump in my head.
Aaron Brooks. Yep. Not Ronald Curry. He was a Hampton guy.
Yeah.
Who did he play for? Who did Curry play for? He made NFL.
Yeah, but I think the sad truth was like he was the most dominant high school player ever, and as he leveled up college and beyond. He was good, but not great.
Not great. Anyways, so after all that, they go through the houses. That evening, Elayne is in her sitting room, and Vandine, Christiana, and Zara are meeting with her.
Mhm.
And they learn that Rihanna Corley was murdered.
They call it murder.
Out on the streets, they call it murder.
Attacked by a lot of crows or like dead?
Wasn't she like the power, like suffocated by the power or something like that?
Yeah, she was suffocated, and they said it was with so much that it was clearly noticeable. So whoever did
Yeah.
it wants it to
They
be
still
known
had-
that she died that way.
Yeah, by the power.
Hmm.
I almost got suffocated by the power once. She stopped and she was
Face
like,
sitting does not count.
she was like, "Are you all right?" And I looked her dead in the eye and I said,
You can see your eyes here.
"If this is the way I go a happy man." Don't ever. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. I mean, getting taken out by the power is not a bad way.
Awkward. You know what? No.
Anyways,
Hiding here? Good.
yeah. So, any thoughts about Rihanna being taken out?
And it was
Probably
not
Black Jaw.
right. It was not. It was not the male power, right? They said it
No,
was,
yeah, it was the female power.
yeah, female
It
power.
was the chicks.
Copious amounts
Copious. It was a lot.
and intentional. They wanted them to know. They didn't try to hide it.
Mm-mm.
Over the top.
Oh, very intentional.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go what they're thinking. Like, what are we? Are we still ruling out Forsaken? I keep trying to bring Semirog in the story. It hasn't happened yet.
She's not really been in the
I
story.
feel like it's Black Jaw. I mean,
You don't think it's
I could be
Forsaken?
wrong.
Sorry. Wow. Chosen? Gotta keep true to my
The only
colors.
reason I leaned Forsaken was the copious amounts. I guess there's nothing that
Okay.
specifies whether or not it was. They have no way of knowing if it was like multiple people linking to make it happen. But like that would be harder to hide. I think people
Yeah.
would have noticed it. So then I'm back to thinking it was just a person that was massively powerful.
Rather than the person.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think it was?
Spitballing.
Do you think it was a really powerful person, or do you think it was? I mean, because it could have been Forsaken, but if it wasn't Forsaken, then it's someone that powerful amongst them. And then how?
But then they'd have to be Black Aja
Mm.
or somehow self-trained, and they never did the oath rod to be able to attack.
Chosen by the great Lord. Thank you.
A lot of possibilities. I don't know. I'm going in through the loop, and now I'm back to Black Aja with you, Gramps.
I just feel like most of the time we've seen this done before in previous books where Aes Sedai are killed by the power, and I feel like most of the time when that happens, there's like context with the Black Jaw in those chapters.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he's throwing hints at us. That's true.
I think so.
Yeah.
But he could be throwing us this curveball at some point. And how many books we got left?
We have 3 books after this.
Where are they going to wait till the last 3 chapters of the last book to be like, and oh by the way, here's Semirog. And the way like Semirog's been hinted at and somewhat, I won't say feared, but fearfully respected by the other Forsaken, I feel like Semirog is a badass. So at some point when she makes her entrance, it's going to be with a whack, a Haktua.
Haktua.
Let me tell you how proud I am of my son, River. You might think I'm about to talk about how he just got an award at school. They call it the Pride Award
Did he get his first Haktua?
for being like, in one of his classes, his teacher of all of her classes recommended him this month as like the top student. you know, showing up, doing the work and everything, which he did get that award, but that's not why I'm most proud of him. When we were climbing Old Rag, we were at not the summit, but the kind of the second fall summit. And we went out on one of the rocks that kind of juts out, and we lay down and we crawled to the edge. So our heads were hanging over and like just straight down. You could see all the way down to the bottom of the valley. And there were birds flying around, and it was quiet. And you can hear the wind just. And a bird flew by this way. And my son goes, Hawk 1. And then a bird flew by this way. And he goes, Tua. We were dying laughing. There was a group that was sitting on a rock like a little bit further down that heard him like echoing, and we heard them laughing as well. And I was like, that's
good.
That's priceless.
I mean, I love my son for his consistency of just wanting to throw rocks from really high locations. Because I, as a member of, and I'm going to be stereotypical, as a man, throwing a rock from a really high place is a lot of fun.
And all sorts of different stuff.
So when he was like 2 years old, we climbed. It was a little older too, maybe 3. We climbed the top of Spy Rock, which is an Appalachian Trail. It's in Charlottesville.
Good rock outcrop.
Good rock outcrop. And he had a rock in his pocket the entire hike up. Got to the summit.
Brought it with him.
And threw a rock off the
I'm
side
bringing
of the
rock.
summit to throw down the mountain, which was awesome. Fast forward a year later, he's 4 years old. We go to Crabtree Falls. We climbed to the top of the waterfall. He had a rock in his pocket, right? Took it out, threw it down the entire waterfall. Awesome. You know, because there's no one down there. Not a big deal. Fast forward a few weeks ago, we go to the Outer Banks. We climb to the top of a lighthouse. There are people down there taking pictures, looking at the lighthouse. He reaches in his pocket, pulls out a rock, and I'm like, no, and he just throws it. I'm like, not the place to do it. Like, I respect you, but dude.
First of all, yes. Second of all, no. No.
There are people down there.
But they're so small. Yeah.
So, by the way, when we go to New York, I'm going to be checking his pockets when we go to the Empire State Building.
I've thrown rocks in a lot I'm It's always been fun.
Or pushing a boulder down the hill. It's great.
Gramps, I'm not going to assume what part of Kentucky you're from, but have you been in enough wilderness where you're meandering around and you find a just barely a tree-sized tree that is a little frumpy, where you know for a fact if you get a full head of steam and drop kick that mother effer, it's going down? Have you found one of those trees in your life?
I've never
thought about it.
I'm sure there are trees like that around, but I've never really had that thought to do that.
When I see a small tree that's like limping over and struggling, I'm like, I'm gonna finish you off. I
such a random way.
I have taken out some trees. Little lean, little rot. You're mine. All right, I guess I'm
Ian goes, takes a beer. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Smash.
Goldberg spears the tree.
Goldberg spears the tree.
Runs into a redwood, smashes myself, breaks my arm, falls down, cries.
Is that why you have back problems?
I've jumped into, off of, and way too many things.
So last point of view, we get to Amarella's point of view. She's dining with Nain, bunch of other people. And they're just talking about whether they continue their attack on Kaylin, things like that.
Wait, who is this?
Amarella point of view.
Yeah, but who is that?
She's Elayne's competition.
Mm-hmm.
She's the
okay. This is definitely a section where I was zoned out. But one of my questions was there any evidence of Aes Sedai with them that you knew, that you recall reading, Gramps?
I don't think
so. No, I think she's
She's talking to
having
her
dinner
advisors.
with
They're all
the
talking her up like, oh, yeah, your turn's going to be yours in a week. That's what they tell her.
Lame.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Overconfidence.
Yeah, she's very confident.
Ian is a true killer. The ideal comment for you.
I put the tree out of its misery. I said I selected
Tree
trees
killer?
that were already on their way out. I was clearing the way for the youngins.
Yeah. I'm about to DM slide to trees DMs and
Totally F those trees up. All right. Let me give a ballpark. I would say in my lifetime, there's at least half a dozen trees that were about. Now, when I say trees, we're talking like 6 to 8 inches in
okay.
diameter.
I mean, I fell a few trees in my days.
Yeah.
And those weren't dead trees. I mean, I've actually felled some trees.
And they weren't full on rotten.
Good on
Like
trees.
there was some green on them, but you could tell they were on their way out, and they had that little bit of lean, like they were.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
They were
at least
diseased.
half a dozen that
They
I've
had the
taken out.
disease.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, the last point of view is just Amarilla just talking with her supporters, and they're all like, "Yeah, we got it. You're the best. You're awesome." It's like kind of like a Mean Girl
You're
table.
simply the best, better than all the rest.
Oh, did I ever tell you that awkward? Oh yeah, I went to a Chamber of Commerce like event. This was years ago, and they got someone that was like a professional singer to come in and sing that song at the end to crickets, and like it's supposed to be a live performance, and literally it was just everybody like awkwardly like waiting for her to be done singing because it was like this is just weird.
Weird placement.
Yeah, a weird placement. Everybody's just kind of sitting around.
I
like,
have not heard this song since a commercial in 1994.
it was really awkward, and I felt really bad for the girl because she was like, she was singing her heart out, but like the whole audience was like, "This is weird."
It's like that time they had the lead singer from Creed sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah,
and there's some people that are like, "Oh, you gotta check it out. It's bad.
bad.
It's not good. It's bad."
Bold strategy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Anyways, that's how we end these chapters. I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else we need to cover?
I do want to bring up one more point.
Okay.
Bring it.
I definitely think the death of Rihanna Corley is Black Aja, because actually on page, in my copy, on page 378 at the bottom, whenever Van Dien is talking to Elayne about her death, they're basically talking about the Black Aja the entire time. And one thing I didn't understand is they were talking about her death, and she has suspicions about Marililla being Black Aja, but she says after she finds out this news, she says that this settles the question of Marililla. Like now she doesn't think Marililla's Black Aja and that she knows Rihanna's dead. I don't know what that's about.
Finish your thought. Let me know when you're done, and I've got a thought.
I'm pretty much done. But she says, "This seems aimed at me." This is Elayne saying this. "This seems aimed at me at helping Aramilla gain the throne. But why would a black sister have any interest in that? I can't think we have two murderers among us. At least this settles the question of Marililla." So,
but
clearly she thinks it's Black Aja.
Ho, you ready for something?
Sure.
All right. She was Black Aja. But you know who else is all about fucking up some Black Aja? Cat Swain. Maybe Cat Swain found out she was Black Aja, doing her own secret infiltration, figuring stuff out, showed up, dropped a bomb on her. And as a message to the rest of the Black Aja, she put a hurting on her. A hawk tua. She hawk tua'd on her. You know Cat Swain would hawk tua.
She's old.
Which is why she needs a hawk tua. Well, okay, that was awkward. Yeah. Yeah, don't play it.
Okay.
We're gonna edit that one out.
Okay.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, so it maybe not Cat Swain, but what if she was Black Aja, but there is a hunter of the Black Aja out there that is pretty powerful? So maybe like I'm thinking it's Peter with their game. You know, where I was throwing out the Semirog thing, maybe it's the opposite, and we're about to run into a new character of immense power that is hunting the Black Aja. Curveball, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Gramps goes, no.
I don't.
I don't. You just made
Well,
that up.
He just sent. Sure.
The person that died here is Rihanna Corley. She's of the kin. She's not Black Aja.
Yeah.
But whoever killed her is probably Black Aja. At least Elayne thinks so. But she doesn't think it's Marililla. I'm not sure why she thinks that. I didn't understand that part. But
Yeah.
You are like Chris, bringing freaking logic into this. I don't know why you do it. No, yeah. I like to shoot for the like massive curves though. I'm gonna hold out for it. I'm not betting a steak dinner on it. I won't even put a spicy chicken sandwich on this one. I'm just putting it out there, and if it happens, I'll go. I had that thought.
Okay. So anything we missed from the chapters?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Awesome. So favorite character?
Oh. Gramps, what do you got?
I think the obvious answer is Elayne, but
Ooh.
I actually got a kick out of the last POV, Nason, which is Aramilla's dad, I think. He seems senile, and he's just like spitting soup everywhere and laughing. And I just thought he was funny. So,
Yeah.
But the obvious choice seems to be Elayne.
Okay.
Elayne is an easy one. Well, obviously, like you said, her chapters. I'm going to potentially contradict that with a Brigitte. And I'm going to use her essentially telling folks that the final word on decisions comes from Brigitte moving forward and not Elayne. I know that seems like she's undercutting Elayne, but I think she's actually doing it to protect Elayne. And it's still done with respect, but also she feels it's necessary. It's a really tough decision to make. If there's any downside to it, it's the lack of communication between Brigitte and Elayne about deciding to do that.
Okay.
I think it's a good decision, but it needs to be talked about sooner rather than later, or it becomes a problem.
Can I pick Rick?
Yes.
Yes, Rick. I can pick Rick.
Can I push the button?
Yeah.
Now I hate myself more.
Next time on the Will Reads, we'll be doing 2 chapters again. These are good ones. These are really good ones. We're not going to be reacting to these ones yet, but we're going to react to the following week one. But so this is News for the Dragon and Vows.
Vows or vows?
Vows.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a Rand chapter with news for the dragon. Vows? I mean, not enough information. That could be.
He's getting married.
Oh, so I mean, you're assuming they're marriage vows.
Oh, okay.
We've had all sorts of vows in this book, so it really could. Well, we've had oaths.
With oaths.
Is Loyal fucking getting married?
Find out next week on the Will Reads. Thank you so much for coming out, Gramps, and
That'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Yeah, so next time on the Will Reads, that's what we're doing. Thank you for coming out, Gramps. I hope you had fun.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
As you know, I continue to drink yourself silly on a random Tuesday night. I don't have to work tomorrow. Well, I do have to work tomorrow. I don't have any beanies, so
I don't have anywhere to be till 1 p.m.
Yeah, I got nowhere to be till noon. So
Yay.
yeah. Anyways, I would say how you can be found, but you can be found on our Discord, right? You're there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I got Discord on all the time. So.
Which yeah. So that means join our Discord, but you can find that on thewheelreads.com. It's our website. Yeah, you can find episodes, links to the Discord. You can find our merchandise, get some cool merch. I got some of it somewhere. It's probably packed up at this point. You can also join our Patreon. It's a way to support us and help us keep making this podcast because it does cost money. Yeah. And we can get giveaways. Like we gave 7-Eleven a book last month. I need to do another one soon. I'll do the giveaway soon. So maybe next week I'll do a giveaway. Yeah. I don't want to do it on YouTube. We did the YouTube one last time. So I'll do like a Twitter one.
A Halloween giveaway.
It's not Twitter.
Ooh.
What is it? X now, right? X.
So for this giveaway on any one of our platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be even in one of these
You're
chats.
gonna make this so complicated. I'm not gonna be able to try.
No.
Go for it.
You just have to give us the funniest Halloween joke.
Oh. Boobies?
Doesn't have to be original. You can Google as long as it's quality. You guys have been listening. You know mine, Chris's, and Alan's sense of humor.
Yeah.
If we vote on it, you only need 2 out of 3.
Yeah. If you do the bees, what kind of bees make milk? It's probably gonna win again.
That's pretty good.
It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yep. But a Halloween-inspired joke. Message us on any one of our social medias. Yeah. Winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. All right. Well, that's all I got for this week. So
Until next time.
Peace.
okay, bye.
Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving
Sure.
device ready and
Sure.
strapped on.
Where are we doing tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about? Sure.